Hey everyone, stick with us versus Herd. If it's your first time here, like the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications when we go live, tap the bell. Go live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before market open. And if you want to join the UVH fam, our community, links are below in the description to our Discord and our options trading group on Facebook. If you're here, say what up. We currently have S&P's down 950, Dow's down 188, Nasdaq up 28, but we're looking at some weakness right now. I mean, we got some weakness in the market. You know, COVID cases going up, volatility is going up. You know, the Dow's kind of retreating from making its massive run. And we do have SPY right now. It's at 356. I mean, kind of range bound after hours. We had a push up, then a sell off. Now it's pushing back up again. What's going on, Jeff, Jack, Rob, Jose? How we doing? What's going on? You guys looking to get some plays in today? Staying green. That's how you do it every day. Just it's a grind. Staying green, it's a grind. You just constant battle with yourself, but at the end of the day, it's worth it. Yo, Gregory, what's going on? Johnny Jims. 0 days to expiration. Yo, Rob likes to fly as close to the sun as he can without getting burned. He's got that SPF 5000 on. Yo, man, child, what's going on? So we're seeing some movement after hours. I mean, hopefully, like yesterday, unlike yesterday, we didn't really see much movement. There was a little bit, but most of the movement happened after hours, and then intraday we kind of just pinged back and forth. Just it was a relatively boring day. So hopefully today we get a little bit more volatility. Looks like JP Morgan, my target for JP Morgan was 112.50. Looks like we're hitting that after hours right now, or pre-market right now. If JP Morgan, kind of slices through this area, my next target is the 110, 108 area, right down in here. So it looks like we're failing here. We're coming back down. We need them to kind of give up. So, yo, Carl, what's up? Let's get the money, man. Let's get it. So far, JP Morgan though has been playing some games up here. I was messing around with it. It's dropped down to 114, all the way back up to 117, opened up, flushed, and then held all day yesterday. I was like, okay, is that going to gap up tomorrow? What's the plan? So I got out. I made a quick like 20% on the drop here. But the question is, what's going to happen right now? I wasn't really expecting JP Morgan to gap down to 112.50 area because that was my initial target. But hey, here we are. I thought it was going to maybe open up like 115 and then flush, but looks like it's about to give it up. What do we think about BTC and gold? I think Bitcoin is just it's going up. It's ready for its bull run. Gold, as long as gold holds 1850, you good. As long as gold holds here, and it's been holding, gold's been holding right here. As long as it holds this area, you're good. I mean, you had a giant flush the other day, but I mean, should be okay. I wouldn't be too worried about it. Now, if it doesn't hold 1850, I mean, you're going to be in some trouble. but right now it's holding 1850, so that's good. We have the COVID stocks ramping back up again. So after the massive sell-off, Zoom is back up. It's at 422. It's up $9 right now, pre-market. Hit 366 and has been flying. I mean, it did have a massive sell-off from 500 to 366. But I'm watching these COVID stocks because I'm trying to understand where the market is starting to put money, where the market's heading. I mean, we're ramping up COVID cases. The daily the daily, what do they call it? The daily infected or whatever you want to call it is up a ton. Was it 130,000 per day daily cases? So I'm looking at, I think Peloton, I mean, if it could push above 107.50, it could push to 110, but we'll see. So far it's been getting stopped out around 107, 107.50. So it needs a little bit of strength right now. I mean, we're seeing some overall weakness in the market. Amazon's pushing back up as well too, but I mean, it doesn't look that strong. So, what do you guys think? Are we pulling back? Like, is SPY pulling back a little bit from this run? I mean, this is kind of a little bit of a ugly run. I don't really like how we have those massive gap ups like that. I don't really like that, but it is what it is. Yeah, higher lows on Peloton though. Yeah, I agree. So I think Rob, it could squeeze. The daily news is all about the coronavirus and all the lockdowns coming soon. Yeah, I mean, in Illinois, I wouldn't be surprised if we're not shut down next week. Like, literally, I would be extremely surprised. However, I think the biggest concern about a lockdown is that we're not going to get a stimulus. You know what I mean? So I think that's the only reason why they're holding back is because we're not going to get a stimulus. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure what they're going to do. But it's not looking good. It's not looking good. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if SPY, comes back down to 350. It comes to 349, it's going to be in trouble. But I would expect a little bit of pullback to 350 area, kind of get back into this range. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we're in this range for a while, like 330 to 350, kind of pinging back and forth. I would not be surprised at all if it came back under 350 and we were just pinging 330 to 350. I would not be surprised at all. Yo, Wyatt, what's going on? If you're just joining, say what up. Hit the like button. We're getting things moving this morning. Good morning. Qs, on the other hand, like the NASDAQ, it is pushing to 290 right now, but does it have the strength to go to 300? That's the question. Does the Qs have the strength to go to 300? It's a potential. You have a potential triple top here. Not looking great, but I mean, again, I wouldn't be upset if we ping between 270 and 300 or 270 and 290. I wouldn't be upset. Tesla getting tight in light volume, big move coming. Yeah, man, child, I agree. And the thing about Tesla that I've been kind of looking at, implied volatility. Look at this. This is crazy. So you guys remember when implied volatility and the expected move is extremely high for next week, only a $31 move expected, $41 move for the following. I can go out to like January or February and you can put on a position relatively cheap. Put on some debit call, debit put spreads, You know what I mean? It might be a play. It might be a play. You might want to go out to February. I mean, January. I know January doesn't seem like that long ago. It seems like a long way away, but it's really not that long away. Yeah, man, child, you could do a strangle. You could do a bullish or bearish skewed strangle. I agree. There's some opportunities here. Yo, Artie, what's going on? Justin, it's happening, man. Red Dust. Webull stepping their game up. Yo, what's Webull doing? I haven't opened it up, so I do have a Webull account. I do have money in there, but I stopped using it because I'm not able to do spreads in there. So are they allowing spreads now? I haven't gotten any emails about it. Yo, Tastyworks has been making some strides too. I mean, they've been adding new charting abilities, like in Tastyworks. I did make some money in the NASDAQ futures last night. In Tastyworks, they have tasty charts, and you can pop out the charts now, and you can have different columns, different rows. I mean, you could put in, SPY, and then you can, change the time frame, and then you could pop it out and have multiple. You could have multiple charts open. So I don't know. It's I'm really happy to see Tastyworks putting time into the chart, because that was my biggest complaint was the charts were so bad. Like they were just barely better than Robinhood. So yeah, I know Tom doesn't use charts, but the rest of the world, we like the charts. Day traders will like the charts. Tom's not really a trader like that. He just focuses on price, which that's fine too. That's fine too. I mean, we all have our edge in the market, if that's where. But if you're building a platform, you have to make a platform for everybody, not just because you like it a certain way. It's like, okay, well, we're not going to put charts on our platform. It's all right. Well, no one's going to sign up. You know what I mean? For me as a trader, I like to look at charts. I like to review charts. I like to kind of look back in history and say, oh, what happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago? What happened during the tech boom? What happened in the 80s? Like, what happened? And Thinkorswim allows you to do all that stuff, Yeah, I mean, I like Thinkorswim. I wish that their options chain and stuff were as easy to execute orders like on Tastyworks, but it is what it is. Chats are fun, charts are fun. So I mean, it is what it is. So we do have just a reminder. What was the? Hold on, I got the text here. Hold on one second. We have Powell. Powell is going to be speaking with the Bank of England at 11:45 a.m. Eastern time. So be mindful. Powell, 11:45 Eastern. Man, they're crushing JP Morgan. I'm missing it. Knew I should have swung a put. I've been trying not to swing anything, calls or puts, in this volatility, just because I don't want to get axed. But I mean, that's the thing. Look, when you see a trade working out exactly to plan and you're not in, you got to learn how to let it go. You got to learn how to let it go. Disney, Cisco, DraftKings on deck. On deck for earnings. So Disney, I do think that there's going to be optimism, but I think it's going to come back down to 130. I mean, that's just me. What do you guys think? I mean, I don't think Disney earnings should be at like pre-pandemic levels. But I mean, it doesn't really matter what I think, because that's what the price is. I mean, we're currently at pre-pandemic levels, just barely hanging on. But I think it's going to come down to 130. Expected move is only $6. So I mean, it could easily. I mean, it's trading at like a 136 right now, so it could easily come down to 130. But that's at the top of the expected move. Expected move plus or minus $6. So see if I was going to trade it, maybe I'd go into next week. Implied volatility is IV's pretty low, 46%. But yeah, I think toss on a butterfly. I agree. Maybe I'll do that. Cisco. So Cisco has been getting crushed. Let me just make sure. Yeah, they have earnings. Yeah, November 12th. Mr. Me. I get confused. Thanks, man. Thanks. I get confused when people change their names. Like, people change their names in the Discord, then they change their name on YouTube, and then there are different names on Facebook, and I don't know what's going on. Wonder if the algorithms will run up DKNG into them, maybe buy the morning dip and sell the afternoon. Yeah, I mean, I think DraftKings will have a pre-earnings run. I don't know about Cisco. I mean, it's kind of ugly down in here. I mean, it's looks like it could get bought up and pushed up, but I don't know. Cisco, I think Cisco's a tough one because they're kind of like a dinosaur IT business, and they're just kind of existing. But DraftKings, I mean, right now, any dip below 40 has been getting bought up. I mean, it got pushed up. I mean, I do think maybe pre-earnings, DraftKings is going to push 45 and then maybe sell off into earnings. Might be a good scenario. If we get lockdowns, tech move as usual. Yeah, I mean, I think if we get lockdowns, I mean, tech's going to go back up because you saw what happened when the vaccine news came out. You saw that when the vaccine news came out, everything went up except tech. Tech was crushed, right? So I would expect that if we get lockdowns, tech would go up and then everything else would go down, which you're kind of seeing right now. NASDAQ is pushing up, I mean, barely. But Dow's down 200 right now. S&P's down. You got the banks selling off. I mean, things are not looking good. So that's why I was kind of saying in my videos over, like for the last week overnight, I'm like, you know what? I think that potentially they're not pricing in the vaccine or pricing in current conditions appropriately. You know, just the algos were pushing that on a relatively light volume. You know. Schools in the area going back into full remote model. Yeah, I mean, teachers are getting sick. I mean, I'm getting reports. I'm telling people that I know, they're saying like, yeah, our kid's teacher was sick, or this happened, or this happened. I mean, my son's been doing remote learning, and we haven't been putting him to school because we know that it's just gonna be like, okay, they're in school, they're out of school, they're in school, they're out of school. Like, so we just stayed doing the remote thing for my son because But I do think Amazon. I do think Amazon is a good buy back down in here in the 3,000 range, lower 3,000s ahead of Christmas. Man, sorry, I felt the sneeze coming on. But overall, outside of the coronavirus, and it seems that whether we whoever you voted for or whatever, but it seems like the market has kind of settled down in terms of the politics of it. It's not really factoring in that there's not going to be a smooth transition of power if there is one. Now we know that there's recounts and all that mess going on, but once the Electoral College votes, I mean, it's kind of whatever happens. Swiss to Tasty Works from Robinhood, your videos on how to use the platform have been very helpful. Samir, let's get it, bro. Let's get it. Volatility until stimulus, won't get it till February when Biden pushes for it. I'm just worried about the gridlock in government. Yeah, Red Dust, my biggest concern about the stimulus is McConnell in the Senate is saying that the American people don't need more money. He wants to have a small stimulus bill. So that is what's been holding this up for the last few months is, the House wanted like a 2.2 trillion. Then the White House has said 1.9 trillion they wanted, and Matt McConnell said he wanted to do like 500 billion. Rob, appreciate it. And that's how we do. We grind it out. We stay green. That's how we do it. The way we trade is not glamorous. I mean, we're not trading massive YOLO plays to buy Ferraris, but we're grinding out. We're making money, and that's all you need to do. So I think that the biggest threat to the stimulus bill is going to be the Senate because they don't want a big stimulus bill, which means that the American people are. Here's the thing. He's saying that because he thinks the economy is doing better than what it is, even though the Fed is saying that there's further assistance needed. The Fed is saying the economy needs help to push it along, and a stimulus would definitely help that. I mean, I think the first stimulus definitely, I mean, not only did it help kind of ease, I mean, it wasn't amazing. I mean, people got $1,200. I mean, it wasn't great, but it did ease some burdens for being locked down. People spent that in the economy, and it's better than no stimulus, but at the same time, I mean, I think he's gauging the economic recovery in terms of the stock market recovery, and the stock market is definitely not an indicator of the overall economy. You know what I mean? It's not the same thing. Look at the 125 call, open interest on Apple, 125 next week. Some algo. Yeah, I mean, I think that Apple could push. I think Apple could push above 120, but it needs a push here now. It needs a push here and now. It needs to do it now. There's some resistance up here, but yeah, I mean, someone's expecting a big move. I mean, it's been kind of chopping and consolidating a little bit. I mean, it could push back up to 130 for sure. Once it shook out a bunch of weak hands from the stock split. I can see why we're worried about doing a lot of catch the debate. Like it's like political science major debating on economics about economics. Yeah. My thing with stimulus is that taxpayer money that people should have got, not greedy corporation, especially cash-rich companies. Yeah, I mean, it's America. I mean, what do you expect? Everyone's in it for themselves. Everyone's in it for self-preservation. Apple doesn't care. Apple's in it to survive. Amazon's in it to survive for itself. No other reason. So, I mean, it is what it is. All right. Market's open in like 8 minutes. What stocks you guys looking at? I mean, we don't have a whole lot of movers this morning, other than we do have some pretty giant movement in Zoom. DocuSign's moving back up. I can't believe I didn't dip by that at one. I was thinking about dip buying DocuSign at 190. Just like the bid ask being super wide, just kind of threw me off. PDD. Okay, so they just had earnings here. They're currently at 137. I mean, all-time highs is busting through. I mean, we'll see. For a trade like this, there's really not much technical analysis you can do on it because it's just popping way up. The question is it going to go higher? Is it going to consolidate, or is it going to fade all day? I mean, it could be a pop and fade, kind of come back down to 120. So you just want to be careful and be ready for it. NIO. So I've been staying away from NIO now that it's become the official meme stock, and every YouTuber on the planet is like, yeah, NIO to $1 million a share, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's fine, but now kind of like the cat's out the bag, it's like, okay, we're going to have some thick red candles drop down to 30. I mean, I don't think NIO is a scam, but I mean, it's not like NKLA, but it's gonna have some. They're gonna find a way to shake you out eventually. Once it levels out. I mean, people buying here didn't buy here, but they're willing to buy here. You know what I mean? Because FOMO kicks in now, and I'm just in this market. I'm just trying to stay away. I'm not willing to short it because I mean this could go up to 80, 90. I mean you saw what happened to like NKLA. No reason. It's like, oh, it went from $10 to $93. I'm going to buy the dip. Homies bought the dip at 60, bought the dip at 50, bought the dip at 30. Now they're buying the dip at 20. And it ripped up yesterday. And I mean, NKLA, I mean, it could push up, but now it's back under 20. So, you got to be careful. JPM raised price target. Yeah, I mean, I try not to have the analysts impact, what I'm doing. James, BA. Yeah, I was shorting Boeing yesterday. My target was 185, and in this area, I got lost in the chop here. I shorted this right here, and it ripped against me. So when it came back down to 1D6, I got out because I thought it could. At the rate it went down, it went up. I thought this could bounce right here. However, it didn't. So what I probably should have done when it did the 185 break, shorted it again. So I mean, I made a little bit of money, but I almost lost a bag on it because it ripped pretty high up, tapped 190 again, and then just faded all day. So I think, again, I'm with COVID and no vaccine, I'm overall bearish on these. Any pops like back in here have been getting sold off. I do think it's going to come back down to like the 170s, like lower 170s. And the crazy thing is now it's 177, 178. Just crazy. Yo, Daniel Ring, what's going on? I usually use analyst targets to get a sense of how much FOMO it'll create. Yo, Chewy, what's going on? Nick, good morning. Puts in BA and Uber. I agree. Yo, I think right now, if I was short Boeing, I would sell and reload. Boeing will rip. Short the rips. Seems like you can't go wrong shorting the rips on Boeing. I mean, even though, it was a massive ride up, you cannot go wrong so far in 2020. Shorting the rips on BA, you cannot go wrong. How long will that take? I don't know. PLTR HVO. Let's take a look. All right, we're at 16 right now. I mean, it looks like it's probably going to continue trending up. Now, of course, anything can happen. We looked at this yesterday where it had to break this. It broke this area so it broke above this double top here because it could have got rejected and came back down to 13 or 12. But it looks like we're pushing back higher. We're at 16, 17 bucks now. So ride the wave, set appropriate stops, and have fun if you're willing to trade it. What are you guys talking about? Xpeng? I've never once opened this chart. The only thing is, I don't really like, it could be flagging here, and we're going to have a push to the upside, but these gap ups are bad. Like, these gap ups are massive, but I think that it could flag and push up where we're at right now, 36. So flag, push up. If we could break this, it could definitely go 38.40 pretty easily. Right now you're at 36. So, have a bull flag here, push up. Yeah, I like it. We'll see. I guess we'll see what happens when what happens with the price action, because we know what happens. Like, what's been happening in the market is we'll gap up on a lot of these stocks, and we'll just take the elevator straight down. Most EV stocks are just hype. I agree. Yo, Maxon, what's going on? What is happening? We're just hanging out. SBE. You guys are looking at SBE. SBE, pretty choppy. At the top of the range, but again, could push up. Very choppy though. Very, very, very choppy. Yeah, I don't like this chart as much as the Xpeng. All right, markets opening in about a minute. We have the S&P's down 12, Dow's down 209, Nasdaq up 23. We got gold up 13. Volatility is up a little bit. We got VIX kind of grinding a little bit higher. Looks like VIX might want to take a push to 25, 26 area. Last time we were in this area, we almost hit 27. So seems like that is a possibility. Yeah, and Zoom is just out of here, up 14 bucks again. It took a major fall though. It's fallen from 550 down to almost 350. It hit 366, I think, and it's just a mess. But it could pivot. It looks like it's pivoting here, bounced in this buy area down here, and might make a recovery back up to 500. But okay, market is open. Yeah, we're up 13 bucks, 15 bucks on Zoom. Man, that's crazy. Just gotta stick. No matter what happens, just stick to a plan. Go low and slow. Pick your targets. You don't have to get aggressive here. Don't feel bad if you missed out on a trade. There's going to be tons and tons of trades. Yeah, JP Morgan's down. It's right now trying to get back up to 113. Tesla been chopping down. I would like to see Tesla revisit 400 again, though. Like the low 400s. That would be nice. Apple. So Apple, we'll see if Apple can push. I don't know. But things are starting to try to recover a little bit. We'll see. We're gonna see what happens. You got Boeing. Boeing's down. It's just under 180 right now. It puts her up a little bit on that. I think that was mostly priced in. Beyond, yeah, Beyond is good. Beyond. It seems like even though it's scary, any stock that's been falling for a few days starts to catch some wind. You know what I mean? It's good for the shares. That's good for the Beyond shareholders. CNBC alert says Dow and S&P 500 fall as vaccine market rally pauses. Is that even like English? I don't even know. Yeah, I mean today might be a little rough. I mean Apple's getting axed right now. We got the resorts like Wynn Resorts. I mean getting the hammer from 100 down to 89. I mean all these stocks that popped up on that vaccine news are fading hard. Yeah, see, the guys over at CNBC are like, oh man, I thought it was a V-shaped recovery. Turns out, Wynn Resorts doesn't pay their dividend anymore. I mean, not a surprise, but I mean, sheesh. No dividend for Wynn Resorts. That would have been a good short. I mean, pretty much any of these stocks that popped up, Wynn, Boeing, Delta, all were a great short. United. I mean, I made some money. I made some money shorting JP Morgan, but probably should have picked an easier target. Let's see here. Caterpillar, man, Apple's getting axed. They're slicing that down. Wow. I think today is going to be interesting. This is what I was talking about last night. I mean, I know YouTube was down, messed up my video last night, but TLT basing here, now taking off, is not going to be a good sign for the stock market. I mean, if TLT, should have bought in around 155 area, is now trying to ramp up to 160. I mean, watch TLT. It's looking pretty dangerous. And it snaps up a buck. Snap is resilient. Snap is crazy. Facebook is up a buck. Facebook actually looks pretty good. I mean, it could definitely push back up to 290. Tesla's was getting the flush, came down to 414 or 412, but now it's coming back up. I mean, pricing is kind of all over the place right now, so you want to be a little careful. I mean, it's looking like they're trying to figure out how to price all this. Boeing is still under 180. Try to push up. Boeing tried to push up above 180. Came smacked hard down. Yeah, and DKNG. Let's see what DKNG is doing. Sarah, yeah. I think we were talking about it earlier this morning. Potentially could be a pre-earnings run. They have earnings tomorrow. Let me just make sure that's accurate. Yeah, earnings tomorrow. So they have earnings tomorrow morning, pre-market. So I think DKNG could pump up into earnings. I don't know what earnings is going to be, but I think that it could pump up into earnings, like to 45. Roku red to green and then rejected. Oof. Let's see what NIO is doing. And NIO ripped to 45. That's huge. All right, we'll see what happens here. We'll see if it could push. I mean, if it could break these highs here, I mean, obviously going to go to 50, 60 probably. People are going to pile in. Roku's back to green. Beyond is up. Yeah, still kind of mixed. I mean, we still have S&P's down 15, Dow's down 164. NASDAQ really hasn't budged. I mean, it's been sitting at plus 20 for a while. You think today's going to be flat? Netflix is making quite the recovery, though. I mean, looks like it's going to push 500 again. I mean, even though it's really choppy in here, buy 480, sell 490s, rinse and repeat. That's a good play right there. Alex, odds of me landing a PS5 today? Yo, I'm Team Xbox. I've already got mine on order, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think the odds of you getting a PS5 today are probably pretty low. Do you think the volatility will stay, or is this a massive consolidation, leg up or leg down? I think volatility is going to be here as long as we're in a pandemic, I think. Yo, Clarence, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Sorry, guys, my chat's not working. I don't know, YouTube, whatever happened to YouTube last night broke some things because the chat is a little bit clunky today. So if I miss your message, I'm sorry. Chance of a crash? I don't think a crash is going to happen. I think that is extremely, extremely low. Unless something comes out that's just horrific. But just waiting for the Xbox One to get really cheap. Yeah, Daniel, I mean, Xbox One, I mean, I have an Xbox One right now, and it's nice. It's nice. I have no complaints. I have the Xbox One X currently. I have another Xbox One too, like an old one, but Tilty could be along here. I agree, Alex. That's what I've been thinking. TLT. Anybody still trade Penn, or everybody get shook out of that? I think Penn could push up from here possibly. It's been building a little bit of base. We'll see. Yeah, candles are wide today. We really haven't gone anywhere, but the candles are thick. NTRA. Yeah, NTRA looks like it's going to push up 85, 86 area for sure. Yeah, they faded the vaccine. I think even Pfizer got faded. Yeah, Pfizer got jacked. However, if you want to go long some shares for 2021, it might not be a bad idea for Pfizer. They're going to be flipping vaccines thick. So we're currently, right now the market's kind of treading water. Nasdaq's up now to 70, so that's good. But we chilling right now. I mean, SPY right now, I mean, it's kind of needs a push. I don't know if it's going to. Anyone trading TTD? Take a look. I mean, that's crazy. Trade desk at 750? Wow. Are these options liquid or not? No, not really. Pretty low volume. Bid ask is really wide. Yeah, I'd probably pass on this. Yeah, social media stocks like Twitter's up. You got Twitter up. You have Snap up. You got Facebook up. But obviously Snap is overperforming, but it needs a break. It needs to break 40. Apparently a split government is good for the market. I don't know. I don't think the market knows what's good for the market at this point. You know, like, yeah, let's come on, JP Morgan, get back to 114.50. Want to lay in a little bit. But I guess we could look at Boeing short. You know, Boeing short 180 wall right here might be good. Let's see if we get a little pop. You know, if we can get a pop, if this pops up 183, 185, I'm gonna be looking. You know, I'm gonna be looking for specifically some double tops in some of those stocks that popped on COVID. So if they're popping today, might try to find a position if we can get some double tops. Try to short the double tops. I think tech you want to be very careful about because, you know, it's sold off very hard, but tech, I think tech's going to make a rebound. What's Zoom doing? Yeah, Zoom at 430. So yeah, we're kind of stalling right now. Roku's back green. Roku could push 240 though. I think it could push. I think Roku could push 238, 240. The Ultimate Tech BTC is testing a new swing high. Bitcoin out of control. I mean, it's a little bit dangerous, but if you hold, I think you're going to be rewarded. I mean, if you look at the daily, I mean, it's not slowing down. We're having a breakout. Once we broke out above 13,000, I mean, it was pretty much game over. So Apple seems to be holding below 120 right now. We have what is Amazon's only up 16. I thought Amazon was going to do better today. Well, here's a potential double top right here on actually it is a double top. It was a quick double top right there on Amazon on the 5-minute right there. Pretty clean drop there. Nvidia looks like it could push 550, 560. Yo, Chathan, what's going on? Picked up 2 of those Apple 125 calls next week, expiration for 55 on that early dip. Nice. Hope you get a gap up above 120 because right now 120 is causing some problems for Apple. The 120 area on Apple. Oh, Square's even falling. Yeah, I think Boeing is going to be getting a little rejected here. You think Boeing's gonna hit 175 area? We'll see. Some pretty wicked candles here. Is TLT still running? TLT dropped a little bit, but it's looking like it wants to pick back up. Thoughts on AMD? Oof. AMD's been strong. I mean, I would be careful with it. I mean, AMD is strong down in the lower 80s. I think AMD is pretty strong here. I mean, dipping down to 75 is a gift. I mean, I'm not saying it can't dip, but I mean, it looks like it's primed just to blast off to 85, 84 area. So I think, yeah, I mean, tech may make a recovery here and push everything else down. Do you hold any NIO shares? I do not. I used to. I sold them all. Hello? Hello? I think I'm back. I don't know. Okay. that was weird. Yeah, I don't know. YouTube is being weird. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, like my live chat's not loading. I dropped the video last night. Everything's jacked up. I don't know what happened. All right, Boeing's pushing 180 now, so we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, Alibaba, I would stay clear from Alibaba. What I said, I think we should stay clear from Alibaba due to all the regulation, you know. It's not moving in a way that you can predict. One of my friends texted me last night asking if he should short YouTube because it was so glitchy. Seriously. Yeah, YouTube. All right, looks like Boeing's pushing right now. And NASDAQ came back to only positive 20. And that's crazy. Let's see. Q's got rejected here, 291.50. Man, we're getting cut. We're getting cut down. So we'll see what happens here. I don't know. Seems like things are not working. So I'm gonna pop off after here, guys. You guys have a great day. Trade safe. You know, stay in the green. Don't overcommit. If you're green, stay green. Don't give it up. Don't give up your money. Just stay green. I mean, I've done it this week. Monday, I went from green to red, but now I've been staying green. So you guys have a great one. As always, stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.